Hey kiddos, it is Fraction Friday. I know you have been waiting for fractions all year. So have I. It is absolutely my favorite, and you are going to have so much fun with these. Okay, so first of all, what I want you to do is think about what is a fraction. So I want you to pause the video, jot down some things that you think about fractions. Like, what do you remember about fractions when you were in 3rd grade? All right, so go ahead and pause it and then come on back and let's see if you came up with some of the same things I have. All right? Okay, so for fractions, you probably drew yourself a picture similar to this, all right, where you drew maybe a box and maybe you shaded one part in and maybe you labeled it as a 1/4. Also, maybe you did this. Maybe you did a set of objects, okay, and shaded one in and labeled that as 1/4. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Maybe you did something similar. Okay, a fraction, let's give you the real definition. So a fraction is a number, okay? So a fraction is a number, but it is a number that expressed equal parts of a whole object or a set of objects, okay? So a fraction is a number Sorry, I can't talk while I write because I will spell something wrong. That expresses equal parts of a whole object. And that is like the big key word, equal parts of a whole object sorry for the silence or a set of objects or a group of objects or a set of objects. Okay, so I'm going to capitalize that. There. Okay, so it expresses equal parts. This is super important. They have to be equal, and it's of a whole object or a set of objects. And you can see that as an example, a visual example right here. So here is your whole and here is your set. Okay. Very good. So you might hear me say something along the lines of sharing a brownie or sharing a pizza or sharing a cake. And in something, if I was talking about sets, I might say a bag of cookies and you ate a portion of those cookies and I would give you a fraction of that, and then you would need to either tell me what was left or some other operation in there. So this is what's really important. Now, we do need to talk about something super important, and that is vocabulary. So be ready for some vocabulary here. Now, hold on, let me write this out before I start talking. So vocabulary. Vocabulary is super important, okay? This is something that you probably already know, but I'm going to go over it with you just as a refresher, and that's pretty much what today is. Today is just a refresher. So we have 1 over 2. Okay, so let me make this center line a little darker. That way you can see it's 1. So 1 over 2, and 1 is at the top, and that is going to be my numerator. And the 2 is going to be my denominator. Okay, so my numerator goes above my denominator. And so the numerator, that is going to be talking about the part that you're talking about. So like the piece, so this shaded area, or maybe I'm asking for the unshaded area. So the numerator is going to be talking about the part, and the denominator is going to tell you the whole. Like, what is it that we're talking about? So for this 1/2, for example, if I've got, say, a circle, and it is in half, this 1 would be talking about this piece that is shaded. Or maybe I said, I ate half, what's left? Well, 1/2 is left, okay? So this is just a really simple way of explaining it to you. All right, so your numerator is the number that you're talking about. It's the part, okay? It is the number of pieces, okay, that you're talking about that belong to the whole, either the whole piece or the whole group, okay? So we are talking about, so it's basically fraction is part of a whole, and that's what we want to ensure. Now, something else that's really, really important is they must have equal parts. This is like so important. This is like basic fraction 101. They must be equal. It is so important. Look how big I wrote that. They must be equal. Okay, must. I'm going to even underline it because it is so important. It's so important. For example, I'm going to show you an example. I'm going to show you an example with this beautiful little rectangle. I'm going to show you. Okay, so I cut it beautifully. Do you see how each of these spots is just so beautiful, right? I am going to make, so like if this was a brownie, okay, I would be happy with any one of these pieces because they are all the same. Okay, so this piece here is the same as this piece over here, is the same as this piece. So if kids were sharing this brownie, they would all be getting an equal amount. So I'm going to try and draw one the same size over here. And I'm also going to cut it into 4 pieces. Okay, now what do you notice about this one? Right, so if you notice, this little piece here is nowhere close to the size of the other pieces. They are not equal. So this one is not, whoops, did you just see me do that? Make a mistake. It is not equal. Okay, so yeah, do not do this. This, yes, this, no. Yes, no. Yes, this looks good. No, this is not good. Okay, so that is basic 101 right there. And then you should also know, as a reminder, we have what we call like benchmark fractions. So these are our benchmarks. Okay, these are sorry, again, I have to stop. The second I want to start talking, I got to stop writing. So benchmarks, meaning these are the ones that you should be able to relate to. So 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, okay, and even like 1/8. Okay, so these are ones that you should have learned about. So half being, well, if I cut something in half, I have half left. If I cut something into thirds, okay, if I do fourths, and then eighths. Okay, here's a little trick. When I want to do eighths, oh, that was not very straight. Pretend this is straight. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half and cut it in half again. That's going to give me 4, right? Just like I did half, and then to make fourths, I cut the half in half. Okay, when I want to make eighths, then I'm going to cut this top part in half, and then I'm going to cut this bottom part in half, and now I have 8 equal slices. So these are just benchmarks, so you remember what your basic fractions look like. So these are ones that you should absolutely already know. The other one you should probably know, now that I am thinking about it, is sixths. I believe these are the ones that you went over in 3rd grade. And in order to draw sixths, I always start with thirds. And then what do you think I'm going to do? What do you think I'm going to do? That's right. I am going to cut it in half. I just got low battery notification, and I really hope that this is still filming, because that would be a total bummer. All right, so your fraction notes should be beautiful. If you didn't use colors, that's totally okay. So these are just your basic fractions, and on the next slide, all you're going to be doing is identifying. Okay, so we're just going to keep it basic, and next week we will kick it up a notch. Just want to make sure that you have this down. So have a great weekend, finish up your math, and peace out, my home fries. I will see you next week.